Welcome back to Sunrise City. We've got Ismail Ahmed, who is the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Social Investment. He's also a member of the APC's Board of Trustees. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, looking at this whole matter, the dailies are awash with your party speaking about the resumption of the National Assembly, removing the leadership of the Senate. One just wonders, personally, are you satisfied with the way your party is going about it? Or impressed?
Well, what do you expect me to say? To say I'm not impressed with my party?
Is this the best way you could go about it?
No. First of all, I don't think, I think the issue of reconvening of the National Assembly to attend to matters of national importance, such as the budget of INEC, is not only a partisan call. It shouldn't be only a partisan call. I think not only APC, I think all political parties ought to call their members who are members of National Assembly and ask them to do whatever it is necessary to get them back on the table and make sure that this, because this is a democratic patriotism issue. It's a national call to duty. We are 6 months away from election. That's less than 180 days. And it's going to be one of the consequential elections in a long time because of the way things are moving, because of the sovereignty and the maturity that Nigerians have attained in 2015 by displacing an incumbent president. I think the sovereignty and the maturity that Nigerians have attained, they want to exercise it a bit more in 2019 and see that they get to the field and exercise their right. So anything that will inhibit that possibility should be something that everybody should be concerned about. So it's not supposed to be only about APC calling. I think it should be all political parties calling all their members back to the seat to make sure that this thing is reconsidered.
From the look of things, isn't it fair when people think that or say that the main reason that they think that your party wants the National Assembly to reconvene is to remove the leadership? Because if you look at all the headlines, that seems to be the dominant feature. Then in addendum, they say, well, and besides, you need to consider this budget.
Well, you know, we are living the price we pay for liberal democracy like Nigeria is that people are free to say whatever they want. In all honesty, I think that the leadership of the National Assembly can only be removed by the members of the National Assembly. We can't, first of all, let me even go down a bit down memory lane. 2015, Saraki emerged unopposed as Senate President. He did that more or less with what, 5, 6, 7 APC senators in the chambers? The majority of the people that were in the chambers, that when he was elected or when he was, selected unopposed, were PDP members. This is a numbers issue, and we just have to work our numbers. It's as simple as that. If we want him removed, and which I don't think should be which we of course would want to see an APC senator leading the Senate because we're in the majority. But it's not something that we're going to be preoccupying ourselves with at this point in time. It's something that we just want. I think we just an issue that convention since 1999 has had it that people who have had led or presided over chambers of assemblies, both in the House or in the Senate, are people who belong to the majority party. But ultimately, the responsibility of taking out any presiding officer is the sole prerogative of the members of that House of Assembly. Yes, we can call our members if we can get the numbers. There's no shortcut to do this. We have to work the numbers. We have to do the groundwork. We have to play the political game. We have to make sure that.
Would working the numbers include blackmail?
What do you mean blackmail? Who is blackmailing who?
It's just a question.
No.
When you say work the numbers, how do you mean work the numbers?
No, we have to get up our own members to make sure that, okay, fine, these are our members. We want a new Senate President, if that's what we want, and we want him to become member of the APC. He has to be a member of the APC. Then we have to work.
Doesn't that suggest you don't have 73 as of yet?
No, certainly we don't have 73 members.
So what's the requirement?
Well, I think the Constitution said 2/3, not less than 2/3. I think the debate is whether 2/3 is 2/3 of the people in the chambers or 2/3 of the whole House. That is the debate, right?
Because you're a lawyer too, and if you had just a couple of senators to elect or select who becomes Senate President, then would you subscribe also to the same scenario playing out to remove the Senate President?
This is not about an opinion. It's not speculative conjecture. This is about law. If the law says that you need not less than 2/3 of of the members. So now the debate is whether the members are the members sitting at the particular time when that election or removal is about to take place, or the whole house. Because
no, but what do you think
do know
as a lawyer?
I don't know. It's not about thought. It's about constitutional interpretation. That is
So
up to
does
the
this
court.
then mean that the National Assembly, 2/3 of the National Assembly, what does 2/3 of the National Assembly
Two-thirds
mean
of the
to you?
particular house.
Senate, in this case.
Particular house, either the Senate. But I do know there have been a lot of speakers in the State House of Assembly that have been removed by just the few members that are attending the plenary at the point.
Contrary to what the Constitution said, Section 50C.
Well, that's my point. Unless if there is an interpretation by a court of law, which is the only body that has the responsibility to interpret this. So we can test it. We can go and test it.
So otherwise we take.
I don't know why people are afraid of testing this thing.
When you started, you talked a question. Chairman asked you about the recess that the Senate is on, and you're saying that it shouldn't just be the APC calling all.
I think it should be everybody, because I think there's a particular national duty to that.
Senator Bible just was in our Abuja studio, and he talked about the fact that the committees are actually working and sitting down to discuss this matter. So they can only come back, or it would be good when they come back to look at what the committee has already finished examining. Isn't that what the process is all about?
No, I think this is an annual recess, first and foremost. An annual recess has a specified time. Politics is optics. Optics is perception. When there is a serious issue on the ground, people don't want to see their legislators going home for holiday. It's not time to go home for holiday.
But then
this
the committees are still meeting.
Hold on. Which means they are not on holiday. Then they might as well just reconvene and say, okay, we're waiting for this. Because the moment there is reconvening of the plenary, then there's pressure on the committees to finish the job on time. Much more than relaxing at home and waiting for till September, the end of September. It's simply optics. It's patriotic duty. Everybody should do his own part.
But Ismail, those committees, aren't they headed people by members of your party inclusive? So why would they be sitting at home? Because
that's my point.
If they understand the urgency,
that is my
they
point.
will attend to this quickly as well.
That is my point. My point is simply that reconvening simply means that, okay, we have reconvened, we put pressure on the committees, this thing must be done within a timely manner, and then we get back. But what they are saying right now, what the senator said, is that we are waiting for them to finish. They can take their time and finish up whatever they want, and before they call them. Put pressure on them, let us come back. Bottom line is that there is optics, and 8 out of every 10 Nigerians believe that the Senate or the National Assembly should reconvene. And if they are representing the people, then they should heed to that call.
You know, when Senator Bible was talking, he also talked about the fact that your party has been talking about reconvening. But Chimlin again raised this matter. A lot of those committees are headed by members of your party. So why wouldn't the party leadership put pressure on your members to hurry up with the committee work so that the rest of the leadership of the Senate cannot say they are waiting for the committee to finish?
That is also happening, I'm sure.
Really?
I think so.
So do we have any cause to worry about putting pressure on the Senate to reconvene? Because if they finish, will there be any other reason for the Senate not to?
It is our job, it is the job of the party to put pressure on any arm of government or on itself to make sure that it does the right thing, especially when the majority of Nigerians believe that that is the right thing to do. That is what political parties are for. So we put pressure, but it's ultimately entirely the job and at the discretion of the Senate to reconvene. But we will do our own part to put pressure. Nigerians are putting pressure on us. We are putting pressure on the National Assembly, on our members. Let them fast track this. Let them reconvene. Let them reconsider this. We are 6 months away to election. It's consequential. It's a patriotic duty.